Kokemachine for real fishing. Welcome to another segment of Camping with the Kokemachine. Today I'm going to talk to you about machetes or machete. Lots of people like to use hatchets and axes when they go camping. Personally, as soon as I got into using machetes, that was like my go-to. It chops wood, you can clear trails, it looks badass, it's like carrying around a sword. I like everything about machetes, let me tell you. As a result, I've collected a nice assortment of different kinds of machetes. I always like to see if maybe I'll like another style of machete better, and I always enjoy having a few of them in my truck for generalized purposes. Anyway, first machete I'm going to talk about, this one's called the Gerber Gator. It's got a long blade, and that's the sweet part. It's got a saw on the back, although I don't know how useful that saw is. I never really use it. This one is great for clearing trails. It's got a very long reach, so that's great. And of course, if you got into some sort of tango with a wild animal, this would give you a little bit of a reach advantage over other machetes. It's relatively easy to keep sharp as long as you don't hit rocks. And it's got this sawtooth on the back, which makes it look a little more badass, but it also allows you to saw things if it comes down to it. My absolute favorite machete for if I'm walking around, going for long trips, is the Gerber Bear Grylls Parang. This one as well, it's got a very nice sweet spot. It's like a cleaver. It's perfect for long hikes because you can keep it on your belt without it really getting in the way. Sometimes that Gerber Gator can be like bouncing off your legs and stuff like that. It can be a little frustrating, but this one is like perfect. It's got a good swing to it. It can clear brush. I've cut trees down as thick as your leg and cleared out lots of sticks and stuff like that as necessary. I really like it. It's definitely a handy blade, but it's much shorter. It's maybe like a foot long blade, whereas the other one's about 18 inches. Anyway, I like this one a lot. I highly recommend it. Here's a machete blade that I bought just because I thought it looked really cool, and don't get me wrong, it does look very cool. However, it is not my favorite of blades. It too has the sawtooth at the back. This one's called a Kukri blade, and that's like a very weight forward blade. It would be good if you were chopping coconuts or something like that, no doubt. I kind of find that the sweet spot is only geared towards this heavy part, and then anything that hits down lower doesn't really like dice as well as I'd like. Whereas with the other two blades, I find that wherever you hit on the blade, it tends to cut it. This one, it just sort of gets like stuck in there, and I don't really like that. However, lots of people probably love these kinds of blades, and I can understand why. I mean, it looks pretty awesome, and that's why I bought it. But if I was going out to the woods, I wouldn't take this one in particular. I'd probably take the Bear Grylls one or the Gerber Gator. Both those ones are fantastic blades. This one, if I had a buddy coming with me, I'd be like, oh yeah, you want a machete? Try this one out. But I wouldn't use it as my first machete. I know there's a whole bunch of different kinds of machetes that you can get out there, and I haven't tried them all. The Gerber Gator is a Bolo Style machete. The Bear Grylls Parang is obviously a Parang style, and then this is the Kukri style. There's so many different styles of machetes out there. Some of them just look like big crazy cleavers, but I haven't tried them all. So, you know, give various machetes a shot. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. So the next time you're going on a camping adventure, get your hands on a machete. I think these things are great. I like them more than hatchets. They basically can do the same thing, and it's great for clearing out brush, breaking up wood, all sorts of different stuff. Like, subscribe, and share, and get yourself some machetes and get out there in the woods and start chopping. One funny story, I was in the Vaughn sale store and I was buying this particular machete, and the lady at the counter, of course this is in Toronto, she's like, what are you going to use that for? And I'm like, murders, lots of murders. No, I'm like, for clearing brush. What else did you use a machete for? I mean, like, obviously it looks like a deadly weapon, but clearing brush is what it's made for, and that's why I have it. I mean, it also looks pretty cool too.